Good morning, everyone. It's Jody here, Unique Unicorn Designs. This morning I'm trying to make some pages for my beach journal. I've got a few, but I've had some printer trauma, so I had to get a new printer, and it's taking ink faster than the other one did. So yeah, I decided that I printed a few, but I decided I would play with some inks instead. So here's one that I made just with some inks and a plain piece of copy paper. I'm going to do the back side of this and show you how I did that. And then also here is a doily that I did, and I covered it with the, when I got done, I mopped up with this piece of a napkin. And so I covered the back of it because it was very unsturdy, especially after I wet it. And so it needed some stability. So I put that on the back of it, and then I decided that that would be the back of a page when I folded it to put it in a journal. So I didn't like that. So I'm going to do another one with the same color and hopefully glue it on the back. So what I did was I just took, I'm using ripe persimmon for my coral color. I don't know if I want to put, maybe I'll use the ripe persimmon and the peacock feathers all together, or together, I guess I should say. And we'll see what, so I just laid a little bit of ink down on my plate here. I'm going to spray it with water, and I'm going to flip my doily upside down in it, and it will get those colors all over. Let's see. So wherever you want. And then, of course, like I said, it gets real fragile as it gets wet. So you got to be very careful when it gets wet. And then what I did is I just laid it down. Actually, I'm going to lay it down this way, as it will tear now so easily. And I'm going to spray it again so those colors run a little more. I might have to put a little more ink, or maybe it could have just some, look at my hands, have some spare parts that are not inked. Looks like it'll have a couple of those spots. Just turn it. And see how easy it tears? But I got it laid down pretty good. So now I'm going to mop up with this. Well, those are pieces that I don't need. I just need this big piece here. Those are pieces that I took off that. So I'm just going to daub it with the napkin and get most of the water out of it. And then we'll dry it, and then you'll be able to pick it up. Because if you tried to pick it up right now, it'd be in a million pieces. They're, of course, paper, but they're very, very delicate now that they're wet. Okay, so let me dry this. I'm sure you don't want to hear that. Hold on. Okay, so it's mostly dry now. I'll just finish up here a little bit, and I got it flipped back over, so it's torn a couple places, but that's okay. We don't mind torn. So it's pretty dry. If you do both sides, of course, it will dry faster, because then it's passing through the paper. So, yeah, okay. So that's dry. So now let's, what did I do with the other one? Oh, it flew on the floor. Hang on. Okay. There's a piece that's stuck to the glass. That's all right. All right, so now I'm just going to lay this down as close as I can get it. And then this will be the, I'm going to keep turning it though until, and see, I told you, I'm meticulous about this kind of stuff. I don't know why. But see, I don't like this edge right here that's, I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in a little bit. This little edge right here. I don't like it when it does that. So I keep turning it till I can get the most perfect fit, which, like I said, is just crazy, but I do. I don't know why I do that, but I do. So I like them to be perfect, apparently, which is probably not, you know, very conducive to this kind of thing, because they're just not perfect, especially after they've been wet and whatnot. All right, so that might be the best. Right there. We're going to call it the best. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try, come off there, to glue this with a glue stick. You know what might work better now that I've said that? Let me get out my, this might be better. And this is really hard to open. This is just watered down school glue. Let me get this open, hold on. Okay, so this is just watered down school glue in a container that I keep on my desk here. And I have this little beat up paintbrush. And so I think we're just going to do it with that. And then this will be way easier to deal with. Except this paintbrush has seen better days, and it doesn't really brush on too good. Oh, see, and it tries to move the napkin around, and I don't want it to do that. So I'm going to have to just be careful with, I can't really brush it on, I got to daub it on, because it tries to move the napkin around, because I think it's just because it's too rough of a brush, but it's the only one I have, so it'll have to work. So we'll just get this full of glue. And getting it full of glue, too, will make it even more sturdy. So, after it dries, I'll dry it with the heat gun just so that you can see what... sometimes I have a little fan up here on my desk. It's mainly for hot flashes, but it comes in really handy for drying stuff like this. See how it moves that tissue around? If you're not too careful, it tries to ruin your tissue. Okay, so let me close this up again before I have it on the floor. Okay, so now we can put this. It's kind of gotten a little... Oh, I better not try that. I'll have it everywhere. Or it'll be in a million pieces is what'll happen. It will tear into a million pieces. That's going to have to be good enough. Just like that. I wonder if I should put some more on the outside. I think that's a good idea. That'll give it even more stability. So let's do that too. That's a lot of glue, but that's all right. It will dry, and it will have more stability. I'll try to spread that around a little bit. It might spread easier on this side instead of the napkin side without tearing too much. Kind of some delicate work here. You gotta just be patient with it and Go slow, or it'll tear. And like I said, some tears are okay, but we don't want to tear it up. So, and I probably should have put a plastic piece underneath, but it's too late for that now. So, what we'll do is we'll dry it a little bit, and then I'll try to lift it off of there before it sticks to the glass. Let's see. You know how that old saying goes, watching glue dry? Well, guess what? We are watching glue dry. Let me glue this a little more and I'll be back. Okay, so that was a what not to do moment there. Took me a little while to get that off the glass. So I put it on a piece of freezer paper now, and hopefully it won't stick the shiny side up, because that's, you know, the side that doesn't have things stick to it, or, you know, let things stick to it. It's almost dry. There's still a few wet pods. But it's coming along. And it's a lot sturdier than it was. My plan was to make a pocket out of this, or, you know, like a tuck. You fold it in half, you know, it'll be a tuck in your journal. But it was way too flimsy. So I have remedied that, I believe. So we're going to let this continue drying, and we'll work on this other piece. And I'll show you what it's going to look like in a journal in a little bit. We'll let it dry right there for a little bit underneath the fan. Okay, so now let's clean up the glue here. I got glue all over this, of course. I don't need that, but let's get another one of these tissues here. I saved the tissues off of the napkins that I decoupage with. Save the back of them, and I use them for stuff like this, cleanup. Some of them are pretty, some of them not so much. But that's all right. They work. Okay, so let me give that one more little clean, because I don't want to glue on this page that we're going to do next. No glue, only just ink. Okay, and so for this one, what I did is I used peacock feathers, and I used Mermaid Lagoon, I only have the Mermaid Lagoon in the mini. How that happened, I couldn't tell you. So I have all the other colors in the big size, but I don't know. When the minis came out, they were so cute. I was like, oh, I gotta have some of those, so here I am. And this is cracked pistachio. And I think I have a big one at this one too, but we'll use these little ones for right now. Okay, and then give it a spray. Get this out of the way. Give it a spray. And then you just kind of plop the paper down in different places, and you get all kinds of designs. And if you need more water, you can put more water on there. And how it swirls around. I like the green, I think, the best. So what I'm going to do now is, there's what we've got so far. So I'm going to dry that off. I'm going to wipe this up a little bit. because I want some more green in there, I believe. So I'm going to get rid of the blue. I'm going to dry this off a little bit. I really like how this front page turned out. So we'll get them both to match somewhat. And yeah, can have this can be a page in our journal. It kind of looks like waves crashing to me or something, you know, I guess. Looks beachy. So yeah, that's what I'm going for, is the beachy theme today, or this time. I got a few more dangles made too. I made some little seashells yesterday, and a little umbrella. These are just heat embossed on cream colored paper. There's a little chair with that same stamp set I told you I found. And there's also, there was some turquoise chairs. Oh, here they are. These turn out really cute. Little turquoise chairs, aren't they cute? I thought those were pretty cute. Anyway, yeah, we'll put those in there somewhere. Okay, so that's pretty dry. So now I'm going to take some more green, this cracked pistachio, and I'm going to put it all over here. I wonder if I do have this one in a big... Oh, that one's working good enough. Yeah, it'll be good enough. A little water. I'm going to put some more green down here in this corner. And here. Some more water, I think. And this corner needs some. It's awful light. That looks pretty good. She needs some more. You know what I think I'm going to do? Hang on just a minute. Okay, I pulled out the re-inker, so we're going to give that... I want some more intense color than what that ink pad has given me. So I put 3 drops on there and some water on there. Now we're going to get some really intense color. Might be too intense. Where do we want it? We want it right here in this quadrant. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what we're after. And some down here too. Yeah. That's good. I like that. Okay, much better. Yeah. Okay. Mop up the rest of it with that. And then we'll mop that up with this. So there's the makings of another mop-up cloth. Okay, so let's dry this a little bit. And then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with some cracked pistachio ink and just ink in the places that are that need a little bit more. That's what I did on this side too. And this you could actually write on too, so it could be a writing page in the journal. So I just needed some color in there. So yeah, that's what we'll do with this page. And the doily, how's the doily coming? It's coming. Let's flip it over and let it go. The fan's kind of blowing on it too, so. And I think before I ink the edges of this. I might tear them down, or maybe I should cut them on the decal trimmer, so it has the the crinkly edge. I like that. Okay, I think it's probably pretty dry. So let me get the decal trimmer out here. And I'm going to fold this in half. This little thing is a little small. As close as I can. That. I'm going to cut these. Said I like to use the bottom of this thing. I don't know why. Just because I do. The top part up here doesn't have a decal, I guess, in a very good one. This one down here does, so. Or I don't know. They call it decal trimmer, so. That's what I call it too. Okay, so there's my edges on the top and the bottom. And this will be, get it as straight as we can. And there's those. Okay. So now we have the deckled edge all the way around. So I can take this ink, this cracked pistachio ink, and go around the edges and into some of the places that are not too colorful yet. We'll make them a little more green as we go around the edges. So I waited all day yesterday for it to rain, and it never rained. They said it was going to rain at 11 a.m., and it never rained. So I thought, well, it's coming. I watched it on the radar, and never rained at all. So about 9 o'clock last night, I went out and watered because my flowers were thirsty. And about 9:30, 10 o'clock, it finally started raining. I'm like, of course it did after I watered. Isn't that usually how that works? Okay, so yeah, I think that's pretty close. Better do this edge here too, though, because I cut off what I inked before. I had inked this side already. So let's just go all the way around. Okay, there we go. So that is ready to go in the journal. And so we'll flip it over. Let's see, I like it like this. And then we can decorate it with our little tree, or not a tree. It's a tiki hut shade or something. Tiki hut umbrella, that's what it is. With our little chairs. Oh, how cute is that? Yeah. So there you go. Okay, well that's my video for today. So I hope y'all have a great day. And thanks for watching. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.